I think when it's all said and done, going into the season, we'll probably have somewhere between 8 and 9 kinds of kicks that we will carry with us, and we're going to continue to develop, that, and then anything else that we can, where we can feel like we can create an advantage for our team. So the landing zone is, it seems like a pretty large area. That 20-yard by 53 and a third, whatever that exact number is. It seems like a pretty large area, but just based on where you land the ball, you could have one that skips right or left, and then all of a sudden it's out of bounds, and then the ball's being spotted at the 40. If you land the ball at the 21 as opposed to the 19, you could be looking at the starting field position for your opponent being either the 40 or maybe the 12-yard line, depending on what the returner's doing it. So, for it being a large area to land the ball in, you still have to be pretty articulate, pretty detailed with where you're placing the ball. So that's something that we're working on right now. Something we've been working on since the rule went into effect. It's something we're going to continue working on. And I feel like when we come into the regular season, I feel like right now we're ready to go. But especially when we come into the regular season, we're going to have, just like I said before, a pitcher that develops his stuff. We're going to have a lot of stuff ready to go.
Justin, as far as your own personal responsibilities going to kickoff, mirroring the return man, or whatever it is you do, honestly, how have they changed with you?
I think what we're going to see is the kicker is going to be involved as much as he wants to be involved. And for me and for us, like we want to dominate on special teams. We want to put our defense in the best position to succeed. We want the offense. We want the opposing offense to have as long a way to go as possible. And a part of that might mean the kicker getting involved from time to time. I think there's definitely opportunities across the board to make plays on special teams. As a kicker, my responsibility is still pretty much the same as it has been prior to the rule change, where I mirror, like you said, I will mirror the returner. But you never know. Like I might make 1 or 2 tackles, and then I'm gonna have to be two-gapping dudes and running through blocks and all that kind of stuff. So I'm ready to go.
So I assume you upped your protein diet and you're trying to pack on.
My diet's the exact same. I think you guys. I couldn't have been less serious when I said I think it was May or June that I put on exactly 3.8 pounds, and I think Scott Elliott and the guys and girls in the weight room would probably corroborate that I have not been in there any more or any less. Been consistent, but I feel good. I feel good and prepared and ready to step to contact when necessary.
Justin, no top 3 kicker right now. Ever since you stepped on the field, pretty much all of the kicker rankings, number 1 all the way. So what do you work on in training camp? What's kind of like, when you're considered the best at your position, what are you working on in training camp?
I think as soon as any player in any sport starts thinking that they're really sweet, that as the old adage goes, pride comes before the fall. I think what we do on a day-to-day basis is we come out here and we try to make 1 kick at a time. We try to do our best with each rep that we get on field 3 by ourselves or in team periods. It's just about making the next kick and continuing to just be consistent more than anything. I go back to what you said just a minute ago. When somebody is considered at the top or at the pinnacle of their craft, the ones that are able to sustain that level of heightened success never talk about themselves. I really try to make it a point. Like I might joke about it with my teammates sometimes, but I really do believe fully that I haven't done any of this, in the last 12 years by myself. I've had excellent teammates. I've had excellent coaching. As much as Randy and I joke that we might not like each other all the time, I love Randy dearly, and he, Jerry Rosberg, Chris Horton, TJ Weiss, like any Harbs, any and all the coaches that I've been blessed to be around have helped me and my teammates become the best football players that we can be. Sam Cook, Morgan Cox, Nick Moore, Jordan Stout, Tyler Ott last year. All of those guys have helped me become the best football player that I can be. I think if you ask, I think I've seen Tom Brady, talk about the undisputed GOAT of our game. He's been I remember seeing him asked about what is it like to be the GOAT? What's it like to be the best ever? And it struck me that the first thing that he pointed to was everybody else around him. He talked about how he played with championship defenses. He played with championship pass catchers, championship caliber linemen, keeping him safe so he could deliver the ball. Championship coaching staff, developing himself and the players around him. So that's a very long way of saying that any level of success that I have, I have experienced, it's sure I do take pride in putting in the work every single day, but I'm around excellent people all the time.
Justin, we saw you hit the 68-yard field goal the other day. Only 5 50-plus yard field goals for you last year. Are you hoping to be called on for some of these longer field goals this season?
I just plan on being ready to go and ready to put the ball through the uprights, any place, anytime. Whenever Harb sends me out there, it's for a reason. It's to come back with 3 points.
Justin, to go back to the kickoff, does it feel counterintuitive not to hit the ball as hard as possible and to actually take something off your kick? There's no other time in your career you haven't hit the ball less hard.
Yeah, it is. That's a really good question and a really good point. It's definitely been an adjustment. I've kind of always said that as a kicker, a lot of times people compare kicking a football to a golf swing, and the one caveat I would add is that I only use one club. I only use driver. A golfer's got to have, he's got to have a drive. He's got to have an approach shot. He's got to have his bunker shots. He's got to be able to putt. He's got to have the ability to do all of those things. And for the most part, occasionally you have a specialty kick like a swim kick or an onside kick, but for the most part, it's one club. It's a driver. So now I am opening up the bag, and we've got a lot more clubs we have to have a lot more clubs to pick from. So it's not necessarily about taking anything off of the ball. It's about being deliberate with where I place the ball. So instead of smashing every single ball as hard as I can, I just have to mentally lock in to the same degree, but place the ball with just that much more intention.
All right, thank you, Justin.
All right, thanks, guys.